We just got the latest read on the jobs report for March. Payrolls up by 178,000 last month. Edward Lawrence at the White House this morning. Edward, you're digging into the numbers. Take us through it.
Yeah, Ashley, and this is exactly what the administration had hoped for with this jobs report. You look at the private sector jobs. It created 186,000 private jobs in the month of March. When you look inside the numbers here, the unemployment rate dropped to 4.3%, while the average hourly wages increased 3.5% year over year. This, again, outpaced inflation, which is something that you want to see in a workforce. Now, overall, since President Trump took office, the economy created a total of 369,000 jobs. Still, manufacturing sector struggling, losing 91,000 jobs since January of 2025. The president says eventually the $10.5 trillion in investments he secured will be turned into manufacturing jobs. At the moment, they're construction jobs, up 66,000 building those factories.
We see the economy may be doing better than expected. And of course, that further reduces the likelihood of any rate cut by the Federal Reserve anytime soon.
Still, we have division within the Federal Reserve. A section of the Fed believes that inflation will be more important to tackle because of the Fed's favored inflation measure is closer to 3% than it is the 2% target. The Federal Reserve also looking at oil prices, possibly pushing up inflation. The other side of that will look at revisions for last month and say that we could see some revisions to this month's jobs report. It's important, though, to remember this jobs report includes the time after Operation Epic Fury started.
I think one of the things this tells us is that employers believe that the situation in the Middle East is temporary, and they're planning for the future, and they're hiring workers according to this report. And so it appears that employers and businesses believe that Trump is right, that we'll get the Straits of Hormuz open, that this is a temporary shock to the economy.
So the last time the economy created 178,000 jobs overall was December of 2024. The feeling from the White House here is that the economy is on strong trajectory. Back to you.
Certainly, apparently, the report for March shows that. Edward Lawrence at the White House. Edward, thank you so much. Joining me now is Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer. Madam Secretary, I'm sure there are a lot of smiles this morning about today's job report. Your reaction?
Absolutely. 178,000 new jobs. We shattered expectations. And so, yes, you are correct. But I don't think it's my smile that matters. I think it's a testament to what this president has done, what he has committed to the American people, what we're hearing on the ground from our employers and our employees. So we're seeing those numbers tick up, and it's an exciting time for this American economy. And, you know, the president has done exactly what he promised he would deliver on, and now the people are feeling it on the ground. So we're seeing those jobs numbers in construction. We saw the positive numbers in manufacturing for the first time in this quarter since 2023, 15,000 new jobs. So again, it's all the investments that these companies have made and the commitment by this president and the hard work that the Labor Department is doing to make sure we close that skills gap and those manufacturing jobs start to continue to tick up.
Next one for you. I want to talk to you about AI. Everybody talks about it every day, it appears. A new study from MIT claims that artificial intelligence will change the way we work, but it won't kill the majority of jobs. And then there's this. The president of the Dallas Fed, Lori Logan, says the AI productivity boom hasn't even hit yet. Listen to this. I'll get your comments.
I think those productivity gains are yet to occur. I think we have seen some improvement in productivity in recent years, which has been great for our overall economy. But I think those productivity gains we've seen to date are more about a more efficient labor market coming out of the pandemic and about the innovation that's taking place because of new business formation. I think AI has had a little bit of an effect on those productivity gains so far, but I do think that the greater productivity gains that are coming from AI are still to come and some time out.
So, Madam Secretary, are you optimistic that AI could actually boost the jobs market?
Absolutely. This is what we've been focused on. And again, this administration understands that we want to win the AI race. We have to be dominant. We want to capture the benefits that AI is offering to our employers and our employees. The Labor Department has been focused on making sure that we are proficient and literate in AI and training our American workforce so that we can be dominant in this game. You know, in the Labor Department, we created the AI Hub so we can collect those data points so we know exactly where AI is heading. But I can tell you this, the mass layoffs are not happening. The fear-mongering has gone away. Employers are understanding that, you know, AI is going to be for efficiency and making sure that we can streamline. And it's really a tool and an opportunity for innovation to create new jobs. So we're seeing that positive outlook. And I think the president has been correct in leaning into this. And we're doing everything we can at the Labor Department to assist in that. And so that there's confidence that our American workforce will not have you know, any job losses, but they can, you know, have the assistance of AI, and it's really going to streamline, and that productivity will go up. And we're seeing that on Main Street and in the manufacturing as well.
One more for you. Your Labor Department is proposing a landmark rule to democratize access to alternative investments in 401k plans. What kind of changes are you looking to make to our 401ks?
Well, I think the changes that we want to see is that we want to offer, I mean, when you think about this, more than 90 million Americans can have the opportunity, just like what was once afforded to only the wealthy. Now everyday Americans can work with their fiduciaries, work with their investors to have the opportunities to grow their own retirements for lifetime income. So this rule is something that we were looking forward to. It certainly answers the executive order of the president. We want to make sure that these fiduciaries are responsible to protect retirements, but at the same time have the opportunities for alternative assets such as crypto, real estate, any sort of digital assets can go into that portfolio, but they have the opportunity for the flexibility to grow their retirement incomes without the fear of litigation. And I think that's the landmark ruling that we want to see. That's what we're proposing. And as we're in this 60-day process, we want all comments to be made to have a rule that applies to all Americans where they have that opportunity. And it's only been this president who's been able to do all of these things across the board. And it's really an honor to, you know, put it on the ground and know that he is the president of the American worker, and we're able to put those in place.
Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.